I had two children that never wanted to stop to go potty because they loved playing. Emily is one of them, and Abby is the second. And my doctor used to tell me you need to make them stop because if they don't, their bladder is going to start spazzing, and then they're going to have a hard time holding it, and they're going to wet themselves. And he was right. Hey everybody, and welcome to Wire Talk. We are so excited to have you on the show today. We are going to be talking about potty training and everything from learning and then regressing and all the things. So grab your cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's dive into potty training.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Wire Talk. Today we are talking about something that could be dreaded.
Yes.
That is excited that once it's done, you feel like a weight is off of your shoulder, but in the midst of it, you're like, will this ever end?
Yes.
And the answer is potty training.
That's right, potty training.
I know. I remember the
Come
first.
on,
Come all. Bring your pull-ups, diapers, potty training pants, everything. Let's do it.
Yes. You remember what? You started to say, I remember.
I remember when I was potty training Harper. Okay. Started too early. Not good. And I'm like, Mom, she's not going. I'm asking her every 10 minutes. And she goes, well, Emily, quit asking her every 10 minutes.
Because she was getting so annoyed. Emily would say, do you have to go potty? She's like, no.
She would look at me like I was not very nice. And I was like, I don't understand. Because I saw one person said to do it. And she's like, no, that's too many times. And Mom says, do you go to the bathroom every 10 minutes? And I said, well, no. She goes, well, there you go.
True.
But it is sometimes such a gray area because it's not one size fits all.
No, and it's a trial. You have to learn as you go with every child. I mean,
Yes.
I had 4 children. They were all different.
Yeah. And then I think it's interesting because people are like, with Grayson, I did Harper first and I did girl first and then boy. And everyone's like, oh, girls are so much easier. But you're going to have such a hard time with boys. And I was like, oh, golly. And then Grayson was so easy.
He was easy. But he was also older.
Yeah. It's because I listened to her. And I said, I feel like, because I felt like everybody who was Grayson's age was already potty trained.
Right.
And I was like, I need to do it. It needs to be done. If it doesn't, I'm going to look bad. He did, and Mom, and you just said, he's not ready, Emily. And I'm like, well, he needs to be ready. And you're like, well, you kind of are just like, you can try, but he's not ready. And then when I waited and I actually did wait till he was ready, it was much better.
Yeah.
So it's like you've done it before.
I mean, multiple times.
Yeah. So are you ready to pull up our pull-ups and get on?
Let's do it. I always say put on your big girl panties. Today, let's literally put on our big girl panties and get it done.
Let's get it done.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I do think this is going to be helpful.
You do?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
Let's
All right. Sorry. Just wanted to say that. Okay. Question 1. My daughter is potty trained during the day at least. She goes to the potty very frequently and when we're out of the house. For example, we went into the store for 45 minutes. She had to go to the potty 3 times. And I talked to the doctor about this, and there isn't a medical reason for this. Apparently, some kids think it's fun to try new toilets. Any advice on teaching her how to hold it for a little while longer?
Well, I think the key word in this is teaching. She's got to teach her daughter how to do it without actually saying, we're going to hold it for a little while longer.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would tell the daughter, she's 3 years old, whenever they get to the store, hey, let's go ahead and go potty.
Okay.
Let her see the new potty. Let's go potty, and then Mommy's going to do our shopping, and then we'll go.
Okay.
And then if she asks to go potty after she's already gone the one time, I would just say, let me finish up my shopping, and then we will go back to the potty. That way she's gone.
You know it.
There's not much in there if she does have to go, so she can hold it. And then she says, I have to go now. Just say, I know, and I'm almost done. Help me get through this, and then we'll go potty right before we leave.
My son is 3, and he loves going potty at restaurants.
I know.
So.
And he's very particular on who takes him to those restaurants.
Very funny.
To potty. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
So what would your practical tip for this mom be?
I would try this new plan of redirecting and see how it works. Mm-hmm. Once again, it's trial by error. Mm-hmm. You just got to try it and see.
Well, sweet mama, I'll do it too. And then next week, I'll tell you how it goes. Okay?
All right. Don't forget to tell her.
Well, let's see. I promise I won't.
I don't know, because we're going to be doing this a month later, so you might. So
I promise I will really try to not forget. Okay, moving on.
Hey moms, big news. Registration for MomCore Online, Karen's most popular study, is open again. From now through March 1st, you can sign up for this 6-week self-paced course that you can access anywhere at any time. No matter the age of your child, MomCore Online will equip you to parent with confidence in a more peaceful home. When you register for MomCore Online, you've got access to 6 sessions packed full of practical wisdom. In these sessions, Karen is going to teach on understanding your real purpose in motherhood, setting boundaries that bring freedom, managing your time so you can stop being so overwhelmed, understanding the personality temperaments and why they matter, using appropriate discipline at every age, and learning the secret to contentment in any circumstance. The best news about MomCore Online is that it's all new. Karen has completely updated this classic course with brand new videos, which means you get the same timeless Karen wisdom, but styled for your 2024 sensibilities. Now, in addition to video lessons, MomCore Online includes reflection questions, daily devotional readings, lock screen graphics for your phone, printables of Karen quotes, and a library of links to blog posts, podcast episodes, and resources for further learning. This course is a curated toolbox full of practical wisdom that you can return to time and time again. Because once you're enrolled, your content is available for you on demand anytime. Head to boew.mom/MomCore Online. Enrollment is open now, and our first class drops March 1st. Once enrollment closes, you're not going to be able to jump in again until the fall. And I want you to parent with confidence in a more peaceful home today. So head to boew.mom/MomCore Online and use coupon code WIRETALK for $5 off. That's WIRETALK. I hope you register. I'm taking it, and I know you are going to love it. All right, let's get back to the show.
Question 2. How do I motivate my stubborn green 3-year-old to go potty? She's a twin, and her yellow sister is too busy playing to stop and go. My red son was so easy in comparison. Help!
Yeah. I would tell her that if she doesn't go potty, she can't play. She's going to miss all the fun. And here's the deal. I had 2 children that never wanted to stop to go potty because they love playing. Emily is one of them, and Abby is the second. And
Not Taylor?
It was you and Abby. And my doctor used to tell me you need to make them stop, because if they don't, their bladder is going to start spazzing, and then they're going to have a hard time holding it, and they're going to wet themselves. And he was right. So I would just take it from me. I did not always do that the best. And yeah, you need to do this. Right, Emily?
If we're being real, moms, and
we are
very real.
I wasn't going to share this, Emily.
I know. Well, you have shared this story once.
But it was in a much smaller environment.
But please just know that the spazzing hasn't stopped. And even after children, it is sometimes a problem. So, and when I get laughing, it's really bad. So, do your best, because you can be like, well, you could be like Emily, who's this lady, and she sometimes is 31 years old and sometimes wets her pants. So,
well, and I tell you, you got to force them, and they don't want to do it. But I just got to say, hey, if you don't come and go potty now, you're going to miss all the fun, because I'm going to make you sit out until you do go.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that will help. Mm-hmm. But it's hard with the twin, and I hear you.
So, what's your practical advice?
Be strong and stand firm.
You've got this, Mama.
You got this. That's right.
Yes. All right. Question 3. My daughter is 6 and has a weak pelvic floor. She has had daytime wetting issues even after a few years of trying to help her. Cairo is helping, and said underwear that is absorbent will help her get help her into kindergarten transition. Sometimes she gets to the potty, but sometimes she can't make it. My main question is, how can I keep positively framing this issue for her? I feel like she's so highly sensitive, red, yellow colors, and feels ashamed about this issue.
I can see that.
Yeah.
100%. It is embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I think I would start off and have empathy with her child and just say, I know this is embarrassing and I know you're working really hard to get this, but you've got this weak pelvic floor, or you could just say this weak area in your body, and we are really working hard to build up. It's sort of like a muscle, and like we lift weights and we have to do this, and sometimes it takes time, but I would have empathy. And then I would just let her know that you're both working very hard to get it better. But sometimes it just takes time. And then I would also ask the urologist, and if you don't go to a urologist, I would highly suggest that you go to a urologist, ask him or her, and just say, what else can we do to help this? I think it's great going to the chiropractor, but I think the urologist may have, she may need some type of surgery to strengthen that pelvic floor. I mean, I had an adult friend of mine that just had to have her pelvic floor worked on because it was such an issue. So anyways, but I would just, tell her we are working hard to get this remedy, and I do understand that I know this is hard.
And I would also, since she's going into kindergarten, I would take a change of clothes and give it to the nurse. And if she does have a bathroom issue, she doesn't have to go back into the classroom. She can go into the nurse and not have to go
That's
and
a
just
good point.
talk to the teacher, be like, hey, we're working on this. But if she does have an accident, just so the teachers know when she does need to go to the bathroom, she needs to go. And if she does have an accident, she doesn't have to go back into her class with
and be
wet
embarrassed.
pants
And I would also inform the teacher of her problem.
Yeah.
I had to inform the teacher of Abby's issue and in kindergarten. And I just said, Abby has to go to the bathroom a lot. And whenever she asks, you need to let her go. And And she did have an accident one time, and the teacher said, Abby asks a lot. And I said, I told you at the beginning of the year that she has to go to the bathroom a lot. And this is a doctor's told me that when she needs to go, you need to let her go. So anyways.
Yeah. So
it's hard. But the more the teacher knows, the more she can work with you and your child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so how can you encourage this, Mom?
I think empathy is the key in this situation. Just to not blow it off. Not act like it's no big deal. It's a big deal. It is. I mean, it's embarrassing. It would be embarrassing to anyone.
All right. Question number 4. We've had a lot of peeing talk, but this is a poop talk.
Oh.
This is a poop question. All right. My almost 4-year-old red yellow son hates to poop. It isn't fun. Thanks, Yellow. And he's tried to convince me once he is the only person in the whole world who doesn't have to do it. All right. I see you, Red. That's what it says. He's so convincing, I laughed. I've tried all the things, rewards, consequences, no pressure at all, everything. I have put him in pull-ups, but that just makes the peeing training regressive. He can hold it for a week until he can't hold it anymore. Then he goes through 10 pairs of underwear or pull-ups in the morning. This cycle has been going on for over a year, and it can easily ruin a Sunday or a fun outing. His poop isn't too hard, and he gets a steady dose of Miralax because that's what the doctor suggested. And he knows how to do it. We're at our wits' end, and he is in daycare, so while he's at the age where they understand accidents, they require potty training. Help!
It's really hard. It's really hard because your son is in the driver's seat. He has control in this situation. I mean, you cannot make him go poop. If you ever doubt whether you're in control or not as a parent, just when you start potty training, you realize real quick you're not in control at all. So the only thing I can think of that might help, and you've probably already done it. I'm sure you've already done it. Sounds like you've done a lot of things. But I would just let him know, like, hey, if you don't go poop, you're going to miss out on these fun things we have planned. Try to appeal to that yellow side of him because yellows never want to miss out on the fun. But the doctor told Abby, because she also had a problem with pooping, bless her little heart. We're just exposing all of her bathroom issues today, but this is when she was little. But he told her just to sit on the potty for 10 minutes the same time every single day, whether she pooped or not. And this would help train her body to get used to relaxing and all of that, but just to sit there. And he would tell Greg and I, give her an iPad to look at, give her a book or whatever to sit there. And we would time it. We would set the timer and she would do that. And if he's already on Miralax, then it would probably flow quickly. That wasn't Abby's. Abby's was the opposite. She couldn't go. She was backed up. So the Miralax will help, but it just to make a time every day. And I did it while we were filling her bath. The water was running, and that 10 minutes of just waiting for the bathtub to fill up, and then a little bit longer was the time that we chose for Abby, because we weren't getting out the door for school. We weren't doing all the things. It was just like a natural time. She'd already eaten dinner. It was just sort of a good process time.
And it was a low stress time of the night for you.
So we weren't pushing her let's go, because he said create a calm environment so she can go and relax. And it did help. So maybe that would help this little boy. So.
And I know this is kind of silly, but to appeal to the fun element, you can get him a little stool, like a squatty potty.
Yeah.
I know he's 4, but to put his little feet on, I get to use my pooping stool.
Yeah. Anything.
Just anything to
turn on some music, whatever.
You might want to dance.
Well, I'm just saying soothing music. I don't know. Every mama has to try what works.
That's true.
So, but just maybe have a special toy that he just plays with or looks at while he's sitting on the potty that he doesn't get to do any other time. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just trying to throw out suggestions.
Yeah, that's great. So what would your practical tip be for the pooping dilemma mom?
For this one, just don't give up. Just keep at it. It might even be an issue where he just has to mature. Mm-hmm. If he can hold it a whole week, he's pretty determined. So yeah, heck, I get uncomfortable when I hold it a week.
I know what I mean?
Like when I travel and I can't go, I'm not comfortable. So I don't know why we're talking about. I guess we're talking about because it's potty training. But
welcome to Wire Talk, everybody.
I know, right? Don't give up. He will hopefully eventually grow up and mature out of this, but it's hard in the meantime.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah. This one went really fast today.
It was. Well, we went to the point.
Yeah, we did get to the point.
We said, here we go. Let's do it.
That's right.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our fun and interesting topic of potty training. But you know what? It needs to be talked about.
That's true.
And there's a book, and it's called Everybody Poops. So, everybody does it. But I hope you guys
get that book for her son, because he said nobody else poops but him.
Ah, yes.
Everybody
it's
poops.
Really a cute book.
It's
really a cute book. It's just silly and it makes it funny. It's like everybody poops.
Everybody does poop.
Yeah.
And maybe even, I'm sorry, I'm still back on this little boy. Maybe even point out all the animal poops in the yard and different, dogs and cats and bears and lions and tigers and everything. Everybody poops.
All right. This is a funny fact, and then we're going to wrap it up about the poop.
Okay.
But sloths, we were reading a book one time, Harper and I, and they only poop once a week. But when they do poop, they come down from the tree, poop, and then climb back up.
Huh.
Isn't that hilarious?
That is funny. That's
funny.
On
that note, thank you so much for joining us at Wire Talk, where we talk about everything practical in real life world, including poops. So anyways, if you have any questions that you want to be answered on Wire Talk, please send them to us at info@birdsonawiremoms.com. And if you're just more curious about what this Birds on a Wire ministry is, check us out at birdsonawiremoms.com. Thank you so much for listening with us today, and we can't wait to see you next week. See you guys.